Man, I don't know what it is about these 2.5 trillion numbers, but we've got some proposals floating around out there to burn another 2.5 trillion Terra Luna Classic based on pegging USTN. Now, USTN could potentially be an algorithmic fungible token. And I know that's a mouthful, so we're going to break it down in this video, but we've got a proposal out there, and I want to preface this by saying, it's not getting a lot of support. So I wouldn't put too much into this being the direction that Terra Rebels and the Terra Luna Classic lunatics take with rebuilding the Terra Luna Classic blockchain. But nonetheless, I do want to discuss it because there's a lot floating around, a lot floating out around there right now about this proposal, and we need to know what it means. We need to know what it stands for. Otherwise, we would just be voting on something that we don't understand. So let's discuss it. If it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolio's together. And look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you got a link in the description below for Webull. It is super simple to set up your account. Any deposit, you guys are going to get at least 6 free stocks, up to 12 free stocks, and a $1 crypto trade gets you $5 in free crypto. Now, if you want a crypto exclusive exchange, you've got KuCoin or International Binance in the description below. And KuCoin, you are going to be rewarded for the more active trader, and you can also trade Terra Luna Classic on leverage. International Binance has its benefits because they are burning Terra Luna Classic trading fees right now, so you'll be contributing to the burns every time you buy or sell Terra Luna Classic on the International Binance platform. That's not available for US users. So if you're outside the US, that's for you guys. But let's discuss this proposal. Now, I have not read every intricate detail about it. I don't know the intentions behind this USTN and so on. But what I do know is that it follows the roadmap. So we broke down the roadmap. I'm not going to go over too much of it in this video, but we broke that down a few days ago. And the parts that I want to focus on: assessing the burn tax, this algorithmic fungible token, and a potential collateralization of the algorithmic fungible token. Now that sounds like a mouthful, and it sounds really complicated, but it's not. So what we've got, assessing the burn tax, is basically going to see, well, how is the burn working? Are we burning fast enough, and so on. And in all honesty, I don't know who's going to assess that. Is it going to be the community? Is it going to be developers? Like who's doing the assessment there? Because there will be a lot of people who want it to happen yesterday. And of course, the faster the better, right? Well, true, if you can finish the race. You guys know you can't go out and run a marathon at a sprint speed unless you're never mind. If you're one of those dudes that can do that, you're a freak of nature. But nonetheless, I could never run the first mile at a sprint speed. So we can't rebuild this blockchain at a sprint speed. We cannot reduce the supply of Terra Luna Classic by the end of the year. And it's all going to depend on who is assessing the burn tax as to whether or not they have that mentality and that perspective. So once that happens, this algorithmic fungible token becomes the focus of the Terra Luna Classic blockchain and this rebuild that we've got going on right now. Now, this is essentially what Terra Luna Classic was doing, 6 months ago. It was pegging USTC to $1. And with USTC being pegged to $1, Terra Luna Classic had a very strong valuation, $50, almost $60 billion worth of Terra Luna Classic out there, because it was pegging USTC to $1. Now, this is basically the Terra Rebels' plan to reinvigorate the Terra Luna Classic blockchain, but they want to do so with USTN. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. I get the idea of a partial algorithmic token, which basically just means you've got an algorithm running, and if the price of USTN, this new token, would go too low, they could print more coins, and if it goes too high, they could burn more coins to keep that value pegged at a certain point. Now, they're not going to be calling it a stable coin because we know it wasn't very stable before, but it will essentially act like a stable coin. And in order to protect investors, this is where the Bitcoin comes in, the $150 million and the $500 billion Terra Luna Classic. They want to collateralize. That means actually put something up as value to secure the value of USTN. So in order to do that, the plan it's simple, but it's one that a lot of people disagree with. The plan is to mint and sell an additional 500 billion. Remember, we've put all this work in so far, and we've burnt 13 billion. They want to mint 500 billion Terra Luna Classic, and at the current prices, that's roughly $150 million. Now, minting and selling that 500 million Terra Luna Classic generates $150 million that they would buy in Bitcoin. Now, that Bitcoin would be used to collateralize and secure USTN. Now, the problem that the community has with this is that we are working very, very hard to reinvigorate this blockchain by first cleaning up the amount of tokens. So just immediately going out and minting an additional 500 billion Terra Luna Classic would, I mean, there's some words you can't say, right? But it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea that goes against everything we've been doing so far on the surface. They're trying to say that if we do this plan, if we go through with it, and if we mint an additional 500 billion Terra Luna, that's a lot, guys. We've only burned 13 billion so far. They want to mint an additional 500 billion, take that 150 million, buy Bitcoin, collateralize USTN. What they're claiming is that by the time USTN regains a market cap of $5 billion, when that happens, all of the USTN trading hands and exchanging places will burn Terra Luna Classic on the Terra Luna Classic blockchain, and reducing that supply by 2.5 trillion coins. So a net 2 trillion reduction in the overall supply of Terra Luna Classic because we go forward. Now, I don't know, right? I don't know if this is going to work. In an ideal world, maybe it could. Maybe they figured the volume out and they say, well, if we've got $5 billion worth of USTN out there based on previous volume of USTC, we could absolutely get and generate, $60 billion in transactions to burn the 2.5 trillion Terra Luna Classic. It's a lot. And a lot of factors can come into play in a situation like this. One of them being, if you print that much, man, you might have people give up. You might have people leave. You have to maintain a sense of community and this idea moving the community forward. Not just you. Not just a single proprietor. It's nice to think that you could run a multi-billion-dollar industry by collateralizing USTN with a $150 million equity raise. Leave that to the CEOs out there. Leave it to the suits out there, right? Guys, we are a community rebuilding this coin, and burns are the last thing that we want to see. So I do have some ideas of some other proposals that we could look at that would still follow the roadmap in a very similar way, and we'll talk about those in another video. But nonetheless, that's this plan in a nutshell, okay? We agree that there should be a roadmap that brings utility back to the Terra Luna Classic blockchain, but a lot of people disagree with the minting of new coins that could take place. I want to know what you guys think. Down in the comments below. Of course, we want to burn 2.5 trillion, but we don't want to mint 500 billion in order to do so. So let us know your thoughts down there. And of course, if that button right there is still red, make sure to click it. Subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We are here every single day. We are growing our portfolios together. ClayBro 883 everywhere. 6 to 12 free stocks on Webull. KuCoin and Binance in the description. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.